So I've been sitting here for 30 minutes. I didn't do the problem, but the one I looked at first before this video was manually getting the number of days between two dates, which in turn actually it wasn't that complicated, but the problem itself is just weird. And I would just use datetime anyway. So I didn't figure it out using datetime. I didn't want to cheat like that, but I also didn't want to. I still want to do it. I was like, this is BS. I would never do at work. If I was asked at work, like Microsoft or Google, to write a function that could return the number of days between two dates, and I couldn't leverage like a built-in Python library, I would be questioning the design decision. Like, why would we use handwritten code over like datetime? Maybe like, if there's a fault with datetime, then you have no choice, and that's fine. But I'd rather wait till that time to figure that out. Especially something so simple. So let's start with something else. Let's start with first unique character in a string. This one seems decent. By Zillow, by a couple companies in the last 6 months. Infosys, TikToks. That's crazy. So it says, given a string S, find the first non-repeating character in it and return its index. If it does not exist, return -1. All right, so if we get a string called leak code, then, so string leak code, the first non-repeating character is L at index 0. Okay. How would you figure that out? Well, I might take a look at the first letter and compare it to every other letter to see if it, because you want the first occurrence, right? You want the first non-repeating character. So worst case scenario, let's say we have another string where the L is at the end of the, right? At the end of the string. So it's eat codal, whatever you call that. I'll write it on the screen here. So let's say we have, right? L is our answer, and it is the first, but it's at the last index. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8-character word, but index 7 is the answer to this. And I'll actually write this up as an actual problem here. Eat codal. Okay. So how would you figure out that L is the last one? Well, brute force would be to compare each character to every other character in the string until, well, it'd be to take one character, continue to iterate through the rest of the string, comparing it, and once you hit a match, move on to the next one. So in the worst case scenario, we would compare E to every other E. Well, we get the other E and we just exit out. The next E, exit out. D or T. T is also, okay, so the answer would actually be index 2. It would actually change the entire thing, because T is also a non-repeating character, as well as C, and as well as O and D. So there's actually a couple non-repeating, but there'll be one where it does not match any other character in the string. So let's say I get rid of T, I get rid of C, I get rid of O and D. So all we have now is 3 E's and an L. Okay, that's fine. So it actually will be T, but it should be EEEL. Okay, which, I mean, okay, whatever then, you know. So EEEL. The index would be index 3. How would I get to 3? Again, brute force, compare. All right. So lowercase, length is 1/10 to the 5th. Okay. So if we do an n, that'd be n squared. Would it be n squared? I mean, in the worst case, it's at least n because we're taking a look at every single one. We could try to memoize to cut out some constant of iterations, but that's not, I don't know how good that is. Let's just try brute force and see if we can get around it. All right, so our response is going to be -1. And we'll say that for a character in S, right? So for each character, what am I saying here? So I would compare L to everything else. How do we do that? I'm trying to think real quick. I think it's for I range of S, right? Exclusive with length. Yeah, for each character, yeah. So we just basically say if. How do you break a loop without breaking the whole loop? Is it break or pass? Or is it continue? I think it's continue. So if C equal to S at I, then I think we just run continue here. I forgot what Python continue does. Beginning of the while loop. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's exactly what I want. Right? Double check. If continue. It just kind of skips that one. Okay, cool. So this technically, okay, so we're checking to see, okay, so if E is equal to any other character, we just kind of continue out. If we never hit that continue, well, how do we, yeah. Oh, the continue runs, where does the continue run? The continue would exit out of our nested for loop, or, okay, that's not even valid. I didn't time myself. What the heck? What the heck, man? It's been, what, 5 minutes? Sure. Whoa. I started coding with no solution. Back to the drawing board. Okay. So, brute force. We take a character, we'll say leet code. We take the L and we compare it to every other character in the string. If we can get through the entire string, then this is eligible. And every other response does not matter. Right? So what does that mean exactly? It means that if, really we're just checking to see, like, what are we checking to see? I don't know. Well, okay, let's try something else, right? Can we do a linear search? I don't think so. I don't think we can do a linear search. A linear search? No. Probably not. Probably not, probably not, probably not. Probably not, probably not, probably not. We're gonna compare everything to everything. Doubling back is kind of necessary, right? Well, really, it's from, well, again, coding with no real solution. I'm kind of trying to force it. It's bad. Okay, so I'd have another. So I take L. This is our I. I compare it to O. So comparing it to itself automatically disqualifies it, right? So it's only gonna be a clause that says if I not equal to J, right? We compare I S sub I to J sub I. If there truly is a second L, okay, what is break out of all looping? Let me see. Yeah, break, continue, pass. Let's take a look how to use these. Break. Break takes you out of the conditional code. The break statement is used to terminate the loop of the state or statement which is present. After that, the control will pass to the statements that are present after the break statement, if available. If the break statement is present in a nested loop, then it terminates only those loops which contains break statement. Meaning if it's okay. Break. To continue just like exits that linear loop and then moves on. It just skips 6. What does pass do? Pass does nothing kind of a null or undefined. So pass is whatever. So it executes the K code and then moves on anyway. Well, you printed pass executed. I printed I anyway. I guess I probably want to use something like continue, I think. Okay, so we're checking to see if this is the only L in the entire string. How do we know that? Well, by comparing L to each other letter in the string. And if we get to the end of our iteration and we never find another L, then we know that we are done. Right? So to check that, we just say like if, if J equal to length of S minus 1, I guess, then our answer gets I. So somewhere in the code, we're going to say something like this. Well, is that right? Yeah. If I unequal to J, Then we do a comparison to say if s at I equal to s at j, then we just hit what, pass, and then we hit else, elif what? Elif j equal s minus 1, it ands gets I. This is so deeply nested, oh my god. So what are we saying here? We're saying that take L and then loop through the string again. So we have 0, 0, this passes out. If not equal to, so we're comparing L to E. If pass, right? So only if, so do nothing. If we get to the end, well, okay, well, we want to really get out of it though. We don't want to just say like, once we get to the end, send it to answer, set answer to I. Yeah, we don't want to do that. God, why can't I come up with this in English? What's going on? This brute force isn't even that hard. I can't come up with it in English. Why can't I understand? Why can't I see this? Let me think. I need to go buy shampoo. Fuck. I don't want to do that. Like, I really don't want to do that. Like, I really don't want to do that. That's terrible. You know what we could do? What else determines if a character is unique? There's only one occurrence of that character. So we count occurrences. But occurrences don't mean the first occurrence, like the first index though. Or we could just say like index 0 has this many occurrences in the string. So count the number of L's in the string. Yeah. Gonna find a small called count chars, right? And what it returns is the count. And we're gonna count the occurrence, right? It's like frequency. I'd say that, well, I wouldn't say, I would probably say index, right? So what I would say, oh, I don't even need this. Because what I can say is this, I'd say, okay, if those iter tools. Can I even use iter tools here? If count characters for if count characters, I would need the string, I would need the character to count. This should really be a range. Right? And we say the character to count is s at I. If it's equal to 1, the first occurrence of a 1 means answer. I'll just return the index here. The first unique character. Oh, oops. I forgot I was in a class. Return I, otherwise return -1. Right? So the count characters function now says return from the sum of one if char what am I saying right now? I forgot to do list comprehension. I forgot to do list comprehension. What is it? It's a 1 for, I guess, if char equal. So we're looping over s, we're taking a letter out. If it's equal, right? Is that valid? That's not it. Hold on. I'm literally like being stupid here. I forgot entirely. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the format. I forgot the format of a list comprehension. Why did it let me do that? That's just straight up wrong. One if char equal to. So the character we're counting, we're saying if it's equal to. Oh shit. So this is where that other comes in, right? Because it's like. There should only be one occurrence. Is this valid? Yes, it is. Oh my god. No, it failed, bro. The runtime's too long. I'm also running sum. If the string is really long, it's gonna just yep. Running sum on that would just be terrible. Using functions like sum, like stuff like that, can be bad. It just takes too long. Too many characters. Frickety frick. I have 10 minutes to improve this, I guess. Using any kind of doubly nested anything is just not gonna work, I think. It's just not gonna work. Can we use itertools? Itertools count as something. Yeah, you can use count in itertools. I forgot how to use it though. What does this do? Start sequence, sequencing numbers. Oh. Is it a generator? Oh shit. I don't want that. Anyway, to get the occurrences of each. What was I gonna say? Fuck. kind of want a pizza. You want pizza? I went to get pizza today. But it's not a budget though. It's bad to do. So much to do, so much to do, so much to do, so little time. So little time. It kind of passes, but if it's too long, doing a search for each one. Even the sum of this, like, crazy. Just crazy. So how would I do an n length runtime? Right? Could I do an n length runtime? What we could do is have a dictionary that stores the occurrence of each, right? So we said, for example, we'd have a dict that would store L at 1, E at 3, T at 1, C at 1, O at 1, D at 1, right? But it would store the first occurrence. So looping and counting is easy. So if I just say frequency gets this, so at the end of the loop, so I might say something like if S sub I not in frequency, then frequency at of that index gets 0, then frequency at that index plus equals 1 increment. Can we sort? We need the first index. Oh shit, how do you get the first index? How do you know which one's first? Oh god. Well, we know we wouldn't say L. We'd say like, oh shit. That's not gonna work either. I made that up. That's not gonna work either. The character at index 0 is L, and it occurs how many times? Oh, okay. So let's say we're counting right. We know that index 0 is an L, and it occurs once. And we know that index 1 is an E that occurs once. Then we'd say if the current letter is equal to the letter at every, you compare the, yeah, no. I'm not thinking this through. We all know that n squared comparisons not good. That's not going to be good. Have I learned any other technique? Like if I'm using a set? Because the brute force is to, like I said before, the brute force is to take L, compare it to E, T, C, O, D, E. Leak code. Right? How do you know the first occurrence of a unique character? There's Ada tools for like count occurrences. What character in a string? Let's do that. Oh, what? What do you mean? Stop it. Count. Check character in the string. What? Okay, that's not what we want. Counting and character instance. That's not what we want. We want the we want the frequency. So let's stay with the frequency for a second, right? If we count the frequencies of each one, then we just grab the first index that it's at. But we don't know that it's the first one. If we get to the end of the counting, frequency is that's not going to work here, I don't think. But if we get to the end of the counting, then we're at another way we have to go find a way to check what the first occurrence was. And if it adds them in order, in the order they appear in the string, right? Oh, I feel like I'm so close, and I want to take extra time, but I don't feel like I'm solving it right. So I'm gonna just get the answer, and move on that way. Because the more I see, the better I'll get. So I just move on. I saw some good ones, you know. I was bound to hit a couple snafus. Let's just call it there. Yeah, I don't get it. Okay. Leak code solution. Why is this here? Attempted. Oh, attempted. I like that. Ooh, there's a video solution. I don't care. Linear time solution. The best possible solution here is that's it. Linear time. To ensure that the character is unique, you have to check the whole string array for 100%. The idea is to go through the string and save in a hash map the number of times each character appears in the string. That would take O of n time. Then we go through the string the second time to use a hash map as a reference to check if the character is unique or not. Oh. So I literally just said that. I said we gotta go back and check through to see which one, but I didn't know how to do that. One character index. What's the Python code? And those collections.counter. That's what I was looking for. Collections.counter. Dude, bullshit. Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. I gotta come back and solve this because what the fuck, right? You know what I mean? Ugh.